Hello everybody, it's Chrissy from Chrissy's Beautiful Life. Welcome to another Confessions of a Paper Addict Cutfiles design team project, and I'm excited for today's one. I'm using the home cut file from the November 15th release. This is a gorgeous cut file. There's this gorgeous house to stand for the O, and then Virginia made little windows and a door, and it's got like the roof is, it's so cute. I don't even know how to explain to you how cute it is. So I decided to cut it out of, it's technically pattern paper. It's pink and it's kind of like an ombre, but it's technically pattern paper. So yay me. And I'm using the gorgeous Cocoa Vanilla Studio Daydream collection. I felt like that was really going to help tie in with what I thought was going to probably be a stay at home, kind of lockdown right in the middle of spring type layout. That was my plan. So I decided to start with backing it. I'm going to back the H, the M, and the E in 3 different colors. And I wasn't exactly sure which ones I wanted to use. I'm lucky I have this collection in the smaller 6x8 pattern papers plus the 12x12. So I can take the 6x8 and use them as for backing cut files and all that sort of stuff, and still have the full 12x12s for other things. I'm going to have this collection. It's going to last me a long time with all the stuff I have, but that is kind of my plan. So I'm playing around here, trying to see what colors look the best with it. I like the idea of that darker blue. I really love that floral. That one I felt worked really well. And in the end, I decided to use the blue floral, the yellow, and then I used a softer green kind of color there. And then I backed the house. I made a little shaker pocket and backed the house with that darker blue. So it wasn't quite so stark because it looked a little funny having that rich blue next to the yellow. So I like how that turned out. I'm going to go ahead and put these cute little windows back into the cut file. I just placed the part that got cut out on the file. I pulled that up, and then there you go. So I put sequins that I received in the kit, or in the collection pack as well. And I got this collection from Scrapbook Your Joy in Canada, which is lovely, a local company for me. And so I'm thinking, I'm struggling. I struggled. I went through all my photos. Apparently I don't have any photos to document quarantine like I thought I had, in the way that I had planned to with this layout anyways. And so instead I decided I was going to turn this into a traveler's notebook. And I had, last fall, I'm not exactly sure when I created it, but I made this layout where I used the title, "You Are My Home and My Adventure All at Once." And I loved the title. I liked the picture, was not a fan of the layout. And so I thought maybe if I condensed it and turned it into a traveler's notebook spread to put into, I have a traveler's notebook that is just about Sean and I and kind of our first few years together. It'll probably end up being the first 10 years if I can do it correctly. We don't take a whole lot of photos together, so it's not like I have a whole lot to document. I get to do like a spread a year, so that's why I can fit 10 years in there. But I've called it the story of us, and it's just every once in a while I try to get a layout done of us in there. So I felt like if I could turn this into a traveler's notebook spread instead, it would work well. The cut file is condensed enough that it fits perfectly. It's like it was meant to be there the whole time. Of course, as I've mentioned before, my silhouette is a silhouette portrait, so it does not cut to 12x12. I think it does like 8.5x11. I actually think it could probably stretch to a 12. Like I can do one side 12, but it only goes to about 8 or something. So I have to be very strategic about how I cut files and what I'm going to do with them. I can do things like a really long word to put like at the top, like my last project I shared where I cut out the word harvest. I can do stuff like that, but I can't have like a full 12x12 border or anything like that. I have to be strategic. So anyways, I had shrunk this one down because of that. And I love how it fits. So now I'm going to play around. I've grabbed that old layout that I had used, and I'm pulling off the words, obviously taking away the word home because I don't need that anymore. It's now within the cut file. And I'm just going to place that all back down. And I just kind of figure out where all the placement should be. This took me a little while. And I will be honest with you, traveler's notebooks are not I'm never fully happy with a spread. Like I always feel like something's wrong. I've done something. It could look better if I did something else. So I struggle. This is very outside of my comfort zone. But I did want to show that you can use them in different ways. I know that Miranda does a lot of Traveler's Notebook spreads with Cutfiles. She's amazing with it, and I just wanted to give it a shot myself. So, okay, I've got it. I've got my photo. This is a photo taken, I think, 2 years ago, a year ago. No, Barrett was a baby, so about 2 years ago, for our anniversary, and we kind of forgot that we hadn't taken a picture or anything like that, and we had a baby, so it's not like we were doing much anyways, but I'm like, we have to take a picture. So this is us taking a picture at like 8:30 at night. We were tired. The kids had finally gone to bed. I think Jackson was still awake, but we were exhausted. So it's not like it's a high quality photo or anything. So I turned it into black and white, which works really well with the colors that I've chosen. And I wanted to kind of do a repeat of how in my original layout, I had this kind of a triangular thing with some gold right in the middle there. And I had some gold in my alphas that I had used. So I felt like that all got tied in together. And then I was really stuck. I didn't know what to do. Am I going to use like some journaling card to document this? Where am I going to place the photo on that side? Like, I think that's where my problem is because it's almost like a 2-page spread because it's over a Traveler's Notebooks and it folds. I think that's where I get stuck. I'm not sure. But I thought maybe remember this. I liked how that looked, but then when I placed the triangles back down, it covered too much up, so I didn't like that. So I'm going to take that away, and then I'm going to look at ephemera, and I had no idea. But in the end, I finally come up with this layout. I mean, Traveler's Notebooks are technically a faster way to scrapbook, and they shouldn't take as long. I feel like this took me longer than making a layout. But I really do love how it turns out. It took a process to get there. So while you're watching me kind of fiddle around, and you'll see how it ends up, I'd love to know, do you use Cutfiles and Traveler's Notebooks? Do you find that you like how that looks? Are you a fan of that? Have you even tried it before? Have you even tried a Traveler's Notebook spread size before? Are you interested in trying that? I would love to hear where you're at with Traveler's Notebooks and what you like to do with them. And then let me know, is this what you would have done? If you're seeing my spread, you kind of see what I'm doing. Would you have done like I did, so one side is all the title, or would have you separated it so half of it was on one side, the other half of the title was on the other, and so where the word home is, my photo would be, and the you are my home would be on the other side where my photo is currently? How would you do this spread? I'd really love to hear your guys' thoughts. So I'm wrapping it up here. I've got my ephemera out, and I finally find a floral. It's a really long floral, and it just tucked under my photo perfectly. So I was so thankful for that. And that's just what I'm going to use for my little embellishment. And now I'm trying to figure out where it's going to get placed. I didn't want to put it right in the middle because I'm covering up that really pretty gold sticker that I put there for a reason. So it wasn't going to go in the middle. So then I was like, well, maybe I could add a frame for a little bit of interest. I have to try to make sure everything's as flat as possible, of course, because it's a Traveler's Notebook spread. You don't want to be too thick. And my final decision is to put it down at the bottom there and try to find something, a little bit of interest of something up high. I come up with the idea of 2 little hearts to represent Sean and I, and I'm happy with it. It just does itself justice. So here's a look at my finished layout. Please make sure you head on over and check out the Confessions of a Paper Addict Facebook group, and of course the Etsy site, which will all be linked below for you. I hope everyone has a fabulous day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!